Welcome to Let Freedom Ring. We're back in the studio. A little rainy today.
Yeah.
Definitely, me and Brynn have survived a tsunami. But my guest this week is Brynn Toohey. Brynn, welcome to the show.
Hey.
So we'll get to know you just a little bit.
Okay.
So where are you from and where'd you grow up?
I am from Ploss, New Hampshire.
Okay.
So I grew up on the seacoast area of New Hampshire and pretty much lived there most of my life. Went to school there. And then I just moved out, went to Florida.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I used to live down there, and now I'm back up here.
Awesome. So
yeah,
Plaistow is Timberlane.
Timberlane, yeah.
Okay.
The great school of Timberlane.
I grew up. I wrestled since I was in third grade, and Timberlane was definitely
the best.
They were best in New England.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Going in there was very unreal.
Yeah.
Like anything else.
Yeah.
They would heckle you quite a bit.
Yeah, that was definitely the main event to go to. They'd shut all the lights off, and they had the one spotlight.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Yeah. No, Timberlane, not one of my favorites, but it's okay.
Yeah. All right.
Now, Brynn, what's one thing that everybody should know about you?
That I'm addicted to softball and sports, and I'm so much more than my transition and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, I know you like softball a lot.
Yeah.
Tacos as well.
Tacos and softball is my life. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, no, we got to play together last year in the Sunday Co-ed leagues, and that was a lot of fun. And now you're living
in outside Boston. Yeah,
okay.
in Malden. Yeah.
Malden, great place.
Yeah.
I was born there.
Nice.
Where my mom grew up.
Yeah.
So.
No, I really like it down there.
All right. Nice. Well, do you miss New Hampshire at all, or?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I just moved to Massachusetts for reasons for discrimination laws and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
That I had to move there for.
Awesome. Well, it's a good state too. I will vouch for Malden. I was born there. So.
Yeah.
Now here's a question, sticking to the theme of the show, and I ask every guest this because it means different things to different people, or different Americans. What does it mean to you to be an American?
I think the first word that comes to my head is resilience.
Okay.
Yeah, Americans are super resilient, and I think that's a great trait to have. And oftentimes, from the people I've met in my life, that it's not always an easy path, being an American and having your freedoms and stuff, because it's not always 100% given to you.
I agree.
Yeah, so there's this little grit that Americans have, and I think it's very special.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I like that answer a lot. Actually,
Right.
I haven't heard that answer before.
Okay.
You're right. I agree.
Yeah.
We are like that, and it is different for everybody.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, obviously there's some people, born on third base, thought they had a triple, and then there's other people that are born in poverty and become a person that they either want to be, and you're able to do that here. There's nothing to stop you, really.
I like that a lot. My guest last week, my buddy Fernando, had said, freedom isn't the same for everybody.
No.
And it's not. And you're right. Some people are starting on third base.
Yeah.
Some people are not.
Yeah.
And we all have that opportunity, but it's not the same for everybody.
No.
It's truly not.
Yeah.
So, no, good answer. I really like that a lot. That's going to bring us into current events. Now, the big thing in the news, it's the big thing. The Redskins, after 87 years, have finally changed. They're going to change their name.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on the Redskins finally doing this?
I don't know. I think it's definitely a long time coming for them. And I know the whole Cowboy-Indian rivalry going on in the NFC East, but, I mean, we, as Americans, genocide, that entire race for the most part and took their land. So, I mean, can we just at least change the name of a football team? I didn't think it's that big a deal, but.
No,
yeah.
I agree. The ownership though kind of dug down for a long time. And until they lost sponsorship, Dan Snyder finally made a move on it.
Yeah, it's almost like the people that are hanging on to like the heritage of like the Confederate flag. It's pretty similar. I think that's why it got brought up strongly this year more than ever, because of
everything
going on.
No, it has been crazy, and because a lot of people are like, what are we gonna rename the Blackhawks? We're gonna rename the Braves.
Well, I know that like UMass Lowell used to be the Chiefs, and they changed it to the Riverhawks, and North Dakota became the Falcons.
That's true.
From the Fighting Sioux. But
yeah, I mean, but for years I always looked at it as why do we have a team name after the color of somebody's skin?
Yeah.
Yeah. It always to me seemed ridiculous, and I'm glad they are. They made it seem like they're never gonna do it.
I know. Well, it was like 84
87 years.
87 years. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and but that's the thing a lot about these NFL owners. You hit them in the wallet.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna do what
they're losing sponsors now. Yeah. That's like the extra push that they needed.
No, exactly.
And I know a lot of I had a few friends from DC, and they weren't even Redskins fans. They like couldn't even like put on that like stuff because they're it's like embarrassing kind of.
Well, that's the thing is that it was offensive to a group of people. So why are we celebrating that?
Yeah. Or even why fight back if like your fans are like, it's like a little racy this name. Like can we be like the Warriors or something else?
And I like that name. I think you're on something. And a lot of people have talked about the Warriors name. I do dig that.
Or the Maroons. You can keep the colors.
There you go.
Yeah.
No. It's interesting time. I think it's well overdue. So I'm glad they're doing it.
Yep.
Coronavirus dominating our lives.
Yes, it
is. Every single day we're dealing with it. How did your life kind of change during this pandemic?
Well, I've actually been working all the way through it. I work as a mechanic, so like we're considered essential. So I just been going through the motions, but like I definitely have friends that I haven't been able to see, and like friends that I have to be more careful around now, and like be a little bit more cautious. And like it really affected me at the beginning because I didn't want to go to like supermarkets or like big box stores. So like now I'm like ordering stuff online or like picking it up instead. And so I mean it's little changes and adjustments, but I think we'll get through it. It'll be good. Like it's just a minor inconvenience right now.
I totally get that. Yeah. Have you had any issues wearing the mask? Do you think that's a big deal?
No, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Just wear it. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I forget. Like, I'll, like, go fill my tank up and then, like, go inside to, like, grab, like, chips or something or a drink. And I'll go in and forget that I have it on. But then I'll just go outside.
And it's a simple thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, we've seen some of the viral videos. Some people, been told to do and they had to be rude about it. It's like, they're not asking you to do all that much.
No, it's not too bad. It takes like 5 seconds to put a mask on, or like put your shirt over your, like, that's not too bad.
Now as a mechanic, so you definitely have customers since the beginning of the pandemic. Yeah. Has that been a difficulty, or is anybody giving you a hard time about it?
No, I usually wear like a gaiter like all day, so like it's blocking my face. And then whenever I get in or out of car, I'm like wiping the steering wheel and like anything I touched, like sanitizing wipes, and like just being very careful. We even had a guy at our shop that got corona. Like none of the rest of us got it, but we just sent him home for 2 weeks, and then he came back and it was fine. Yeah. No,
that's good. I mean, because that's a lot of things for a lot of the essential workers that I've always thought about is like, you all are just doing your job. Mm-hmm. And what do you do when you have a customer that's like, I'm not going to participate in wearing a mask. I'm not going to do what you asked me to do. And in Massachusetts, are they mandatory now? or?
It's like changing all the time,
Yeah.
but like some places are more strict than others. I found, you know, some places will not let you in, and other places are like, oh, like, can you please like go wear a mask? And,
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been an absolute weird time.
Weird year. Very odd.
Not expect any of that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, that brings us in more COVID because it's dominating our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Anthony Fauci saying COVID cases surging in the U.S. Could have been prevented by a total shutdown. Is Dr. Fauci on to something? I feel like we go back and forth whether we want to listen to him or not.
Well, here's the thing. If it was totally shut down, like Massachusetts was told they did such a good job with like people staying indoors and staying away from other people that there hasn't been exposure to other people. So like that group immunity just never like happened. So there hasn't been enough people that have been affected by it. So now you have to stay away longer, sort of thing. It just isn't going to die like right away.
I think you're 100% right on that. I think it's here to stay.
Yeah, it's going to be like the flu or whatever, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, we have a lot of things. I mean, I guess what he, you know, and it's tough because you have a president fighting against his number one guy in this pandemic, and it's like, I mean, I trust Fauci more than I trust Trump. I mean, if I'm in all honesty.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, I've heard some like crazy stuff. Like, actually, I have an insider on like this hockey team in the Metropolitan Division.
Yeah.
3/4 of the team has COVID.
Oh, really?
And now the coach is just telling them to like cough on the other players' pillows, so they all get COVID.
Oh no.
So then for the Stanley Cup playoffs, so like they're all healthy and can't get dropped out.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that because I was talking with my friends today. Now, I'm not as big. You're probably a bigger hockey person than I am. I'm more of a basketball fan. Yeah. And I said, well, you know, could it go in our favor?
Yeah, if everybody got it.
What if LeBron got it?
Well, it just seems that like all the big names for the teams are getting it now. Like Pasta is in quarantine now. Like everybody that, but he came from a different country. But he might have had it. Who knows? Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, but you know, and we're going to get to sports in a little bit. But what if it turns into, you know, you get this big game on the line. You know, you get the NBA going, and a guy like LeBron James, it's game, I don't know, 7 of the NBA Finals. Yeah. And he tests positive for COVID.
I'd be pretty dope about it.
What do you do?
I mean, the Celtics fan. I mean, Lakers. Celtics fans would love it. Lakers fans would hate it.
Yeah, they would. It's just wild because then what do you do? But then the other thing is they're in this bubble in Disney. Do you postpone the game?
They're already breaking out of the bubble. Like, didn't someone just today get like fined?
A lot. Yeah.
He like went out to get like McDonald's or something.
Someone texted me about this, but I don't know the whole story. Yeah. And they're saying, so he went out of the bubble, get lunch.
He needed food. Whatever, like not the food that they were giving them. Yeah. Like, and I think it was just like McDonald's or something.
And he tested. Yeah. Oh my God.
Like, that's crazy.
It's gonna get wild.
And then they had that Instagram.
Yeah.
Girl that went in there and inside the bubble, and they're like, she's like, it's gonna.
Oh, so was she not supposed to be in there? Or?
Somehow they got her in.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you can definitely get someone in. Like, if you really needed.
There's a lot of people involved.
Yeah. But she's like, this isn't gonna last. Like, it's been the first week, and I'm already here, sort of thing, and like.
I hope it does,
because I want to see games. I want to see games.
I'm 100% with you on that. I want to see games too. Yeah. I really want to. I want to see who's going to win these leagues because if we started it. I want to see it finish. Yeah.
Especially the NHL playoffs. Like, I feel like the Bruins totally got chipped this year.
Do you think they could pull it off?
I'd like to think so. Like, they have just as good a chance as anybody else.
Yeah. I mean, what was it last year? The loss of the Blues. It feels like a lifetime.
Forever ago. Yeah, but I mean, Tampa Bay is also gonna be solid.
Yeah. We'll have to see how that all plays out. Now California now. Mm-hmm. I don't want to spend the whole episode on COVID because we're all exhausted on COVID. California's rolling back. No, they're going to close the bars, in-seat restaurants. Think that's a good idea. And do you think that New Hampshire and Massachusetts could ever end up in that boat again?
Well, I think it is a good idea because, and I mean, if they're indoor bars, I definitely don't think people should be out drinking in indoor bars, especially if there's like pandemic going around. Like obviously, I mean, that many people packed in tightly, and because I've been at Boston bars and people just like literally breathing down your neck trying to get a beer, or it's just like impossible to get drunk people like away from each other.
That's true. Once you've had a couple, it's a little more
whether
difficult.
Like your buddy is like a fighter or like a hugger, like people are just gonna get close to each other, that sort of thing. And I don't think it's gonna happen around here, like that we're gonna have to like really shut down again, because we've been doing a really good job, and there's also a lot less people.
I think you're right. I think you're right there. And I think we, I went to the Cape and for 4th of July weekend, and everybody was wearing masks. Yeah. Like everyone. Yeah. It's, and you can't really judge what people are doing going off your local 7-Eleven. Yeah. Because I've been looking at a lot like, why is this guy not, what is it? And you feel like everybody's doing that, but I'm not sure that's the case. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. I was watching a movie and they were in the grocery store for whatever reason, and I was like, oh my God, they don't have a mask on, but like literally like just getting trained, like, oh no. Like,
well, it's our mentality now, right? Like, I gotta have something on me before I go there. Yeah. It's funny because when they first, and this is where I think a lot of Americans have problems with, when this first outbreak, they said, no, masks don't do anything. Yeah. Which was really what they were trying to do, is don't take the surgical masks. We need these. Yeah. And now it's like, now you still have people with the conspiracy theories and things like that. But I don't know.
It's there's a lot. There's a lot of like misinformation and.
Yes. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. It's
tough. Yeah.
As much as I love social media, as you've probably seen, that, and I think we both really like social media. Yeah. As much as we love it, there's so much misinformation there.
I know.
So much.
Yeah. You gotta weed through it all and like almost get to the source. Like, know someone that's like working at the hospital, or.
And if it seems too ridiculous to be true,
it
probably is.
Yeah.
Let's go into something a little lighter. Well, I don't know if this first topic's much lighter, but kind of has the scene right now. Pop culture. So Jada Pinkett Smith admits she had an affair on Will Smith.
Entanglement.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Thoughts on Will and Jada? They've been in our lives since we were kids.
Yeah, forever. Yeah.
What did you think of their video or whatever was going on there?
I mean, I saw clips of it and I was like, oh, poor Will Smith. It just felt so bad. But I mean, I just think it's really odd when like celebrities post their very personal stuff for all of us to see. Kind of like that probably should have been like a private conversation between the two of them.
Yeah.
It was just kind of odd. Like, you can't hide all those raw emotions or like hold them back when someone you love is telling you something like that.
That's true. Yeah, it was kind of bizarre how they. Yeah. It felt like Will was interviewing her.
Yeah.
And like, hey, tell everybody what you did. Type of thing. I don't know.
Look at, I'm not the bad guy here, like, sort of thing.
No, I agree, and I felt like the other guy, I forget whatever his name was. I don't feel bad for him, but like, obviously he had something for her, and knowing she was probably gonna go back to her husband, it was just very, I don't know. It was bizarre. Yeah. The whole thing was bizarre.
I mean, they're people too, but like, I mean, like you said, they're like in our lives, but like not. But we don't need to know. Yeah. Sort of thing.
No, I agree with that.
I mean, it is juicy gossip, but like.
it's good for the tabloids for us to debate. I thought it was a good topic for pop culture, but you're right, and I bring it up. Will Smith has always been in our lives.
Yeah.
I mean, and so is Jada Pinkett. So very, very interesting, very bizarre. Maybe it helps other couples.
Maybe being able to like sit down and talk the tough things out.
Yeah.
Because that's like one of the hardest things to do.
Yeah, I mean, my parents have been married 43 years. I don't know how the hell you guys have done it.
Yeah.
I have no idea. All right, now, StigmaPop Culture, what are your top 5 favorite albums?
All right, so I thought about this for a while because I'm a big music buff, so I had to write them down. So, Thickness by the Black Keys.
Okay.
England Keep My Bones by Frank Turner. Give Up by the Postal Service, which hits me home from like middle school. And Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots with the Flaming Lips.
Nice.
And Champ by Tokyo Police Club.
All
so
right.
a lot of indie rock.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
No, that's good, because I'm not familiar with a lot of those songs.
Yeah.
So I will have to look them up after.
Yeah.
But I think that's good. Do you have an all-time favorite artist? If you on the cuff.
I've definitely seen Frank Turner like 5 times in concert.
Okay.
So I do really love his songwriting and singing. He's like way different in concert than he is on his albums.
Nice.
Yeah, he's definitely a performer. Actually, like a couple years back, I was at the Casino Ballroom and it was like a smaller show. And during one of his songs, he like came into the crowd and we actually like he grabbed my hand and we like started dancing. And I was like, oh, this is awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
The Casino Ballroom's a blast.
Yeah, I just like it. It's just a little more intimate, and like there's less people that go than like House of Blues or whatever. It's so much more intimate.
I would take that over. Yeah. I go for Bad Fish. Well, not this year, but I used to go for Bad Fish almost every year. And you're right. There is something to be said about that smaller venue. You know. I
saw John Butler Trio there, and that was just incredible. He's like such a good guitarist.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a great venue. I really like it a lot. What are your top 5 favorite movies? Because this could give a little bit of recommendations to people that, you know.
Well, Fight Club.
Yes.
I like violent movies.
Love Fight Club.
Fight Club.
Love Fight Club.
Drive. The Place Beyond the Pines. The Big Lebowski.
Yes. Love that movie.
I went to Lebowski Fest once.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
now, where's that held?
They do it all over the place.
Okay.
And it's like 24 hours at a bowling alley, essentially, and everybody dresses up as like characters from The Big Lebowski.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What character did you pick a character, or did you just go in?
I just went in like I didn't like go all out, but it was like really cool seeing that. And sometimes they have like cast members that were in it.
Oh,
really?
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Like I think Los Angeles 2 years ago. You know, like Jeff Bridges was there and stuff. God. So like that was sick.
That would be amazing. That is I will say.
Yeah.
That is like if you've ever seen if you want to see comedy, that's the movie you need to see.
Yeah.
So
I love it. And then Donnie Darko is my last one because
yes, I do love Donnie Darko.
I had to put a Jake Gyllenhaal movie in there for sure.
I like Jake Gyllenhaal. Mm-hmm. Donnie Darko will mess with your mind a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, that's in my DVD. Lebowski, Fight Club, and Donnie Darko are all in my movie collections. Yeah. So no, I like that. I like the top 5.
Yeah.
We'll go into sports a little bit now. You play sports yourself.
You know, forever.
Playing a lot of softball these days, right? Mm-hmm. And quite the hockey player. And you made history actually as being the first all transgender hockey team ever. I mean, from what I read in the article. What was that experience like? How did that even come together?
So I played hockey in this LGBTQ hockey team out of Boston, which we travel like to Montreal and play other LGBTQ teams in also New York. And there's a couple people that were like, oh, we should like form a trans team from like all these different LGBT groups, because there's like only like maybe 2 trans people on each team. Mm-hmm. So we like got together and got all these players from Madison, like up in Canada, like Ontario and stuff like that. And we got them to come out to Boston to play our LGBTQ team. So it was an all trans team versus all, gay, lesbian, bi team. Yeah. And like, it was just like incredible because it was just a 3-day weekend, but we like were able to bond so well. Like just because we're like going through the same sort of like issues, and like we're also like have like a common interest of hockey too. So it was like really neat. Yeah.
No, that's super cool. Now, was it a one and done game, or was it multiple games?
It was 2 games.
Okay.
Yeah, so one on Saturday, but we also had to practice. So we had to practice on Friday, game on Saturday, game on Sunday, and it was just like really cool. Like the first practice, like no one knew what to do. So we were just like listening to Jess Platt, and Harrison Brown wasn't there yet, but those 2 were the pros on our team.
Okay.
Like, yeah, they're pretty good, and like I was like stunned, like just like how well we were able to get together.
Yeah, is that tough being thrown together? Because obviously you guys are coming together for a good reason.
And we didn't know
some people you played with before.
We didn't know like the skill level of each other yet. So I mean, I was like going all out trying to be like the best I could be, and I was actually able to score like 3 goals over the 2 games, which was cool. Yeah.
That is super awesome, and because I remember you had posted about that a little bit, and so I read up on it. And I said, oh my, this is the first time this has ever happened. Yeah. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting having the Times and like SB Nation like interview and stuff.
Yeah,
it was,
yeah.
Like,
you're like a local celebrity right
I
now.
know. Yeah, it was pretty neat.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Is there going to be another one?
Yeah, actually, before COVID, we were supposed to have one out in Madison. Okay. And we're supposed to get filmed for some documentary or something, which is what I was told. So.
Well, if the game goes on and people are allowed to be near people, let me know. I'd love to come down. And take
I think we're doing a Toronto one too. But
Toronto's a little bit of a drive.
Yeah, yeah.
that'd be super cool too.
Yeah.
No, very, very awesome. Now, we kind of touched base on this a little bit. Mm-hmm. Russel Westbrook, one of the big names in the NBA.
Yeah.
He tested positive for COVID.
Yeah.
In your opinion, is the NBA actually going to have a season?
Yes. It's not going to last that long, but they're going to have... They might finish the 8-game season, but I think it's going to be real tough once like people start having to step down for 2 weeks when they get COVID, because it's probably bound to happen with these guys.
Well, that's the thing. Like, do you take out the biggest stars if it, starts to get
it's going to be pretty rough, like, for the NBA to justify, like, going through all this if, like, you have, like, the B squad out there.
Yeah. Is it fair? And then the question becomes, is that a legit championship?
I mean, as legit as it can be, because everybody else is going through the same thing. So,
that's true.
Yeah. It's an equal playing field right now.
And we might look back later and go, well, that was just a year that was something we'd like to never think of.
Or like a lockout season.
Yeah.
Like the Expos got screwed out of a championship. Possibly.
Oh my gosh. That could have killed baseball.
Yeah.
So back in the day, full disclosure, I was a Red Sox fan.
Yeah.
But the Braves were on TBS every single night. So I loved the Braves.
Yeah.
Watched them play the Expos. And I get to see a lot of the National League teams play. And I just looked, I was a lot younger then. And that Expos team was just so good. Mm. They could have done it.
Vlad, Randy Johnson. They were solid.
Pedro Martinez. Well, this goes on, and they didn't get their shot at it.
Because of the lockout.
Now, do you think NHL will be able to make it work?
Yeah, I think they have a better shot.
NBA, or?
I think they have a better shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because of
the way they're doing their bubble cities.
Okay, so I'm not as familiar with that. So
yeah, so they're testing everybody, anybody that's working like in the hotels, at the rinks. Everybody's getting tested. Whereas in the NBA, only like the players, the coaches, and like the food staff might be, but there's like people that are able to like go in and out more easily in the NBA versus the NHL. So the NHL's like locked down. Plus they chose like two pretty good locations to like hold them.
What are there now? Now you're more the hockey expert than me.
Yeah.
What do you know? What locations are?
Toronto and Edmonton.
Oh, so it's gonna all be in Canada?
Yeah, it's gonna be all in Canada.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, if they can't win a Stanley Cup themselves, like,
they might as well
have a cup. Have a cup there.
I like that. And it is a little bit of a different sport because you know hockey is not. Basketball players are really
sweating on each other.
Yeah, they're more physical on each other.
Yeah,
so.
you have all that padding, and then like they'll probably wear a full face shield.
That might actually be a hope for the NFL then. In all honesty, you know.
Yeah, but if they're like healthy and they don't have COVID, they're playing, right?
Yeah.
So what does it matter if they're touching each other?
It's true. Well, you'd hope that they don't have it.
Yeah, I guess. But like if they're getting tested enough.
Well, the thing is, the problem I think too is that when you get tested, and if I'm wrong on this, someone comment and correct me. You can't tell right away. It takes a few days for it to
I think it takes like 2 days.
Yeah, to incubate. So I have no idea. I want football real bad.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
It's an exciting season.
Yeah.
With that being mentioned, what'd you think of the Patriots signing Cam Newton?
I like it.
I like it too.
I think it's going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be a lot of fun watching him play and seeing what Josh McDaniels can draw up.
Yeah, I mean, he's different. He's so much different than Tom Brady was.
Mm-hmm. So much mobile. I mean, granted, he's healthy and he looks good. Like, that's for sure.
And he's got some really good promos going into it. So
he's got his own production team and everything.
I love it. What are some of your favorite sports moments?
One's got to be the Bruins comeback against Toronto in 13. That like end of the third period was incredible. I was dying. I thought they were done.
I'm not a diehard hockey person. Full disclosure. And I couldn't believe that they won that.
Yeah, that was insane. And then obviously them winning the cup in 11, and the Red Sox come back against the Yankees, and that was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, that was. I remember when they went down 3-0. I said, I can't believe they did this to me again. They really did this to me.
And after that, like big fight and everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. Any other ones that stick out in your head at all that you really enjoyed?
I mean, I like playing more than I like watching.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Understandable. I like a little bit of both. As I get older, I've realized I guess
more watching than playing.
I guess I'm getting more into watching. You know?
Yeah.
I have rotator cuff surgery and all goes to hell, but I got to work.
Just
on it
like
more.
we were watching football one day, like the girls, and they're like, "Oh, we should like go play tackle football." So I just signed up for tackle football with the Renegades, and the season got cut short, but I was gonna play.
Yeah, no, I remember you saying that on there. You're like, hey, I got tickets to the game if you want to come down. I will say, I play a little football, played rugby in college.
That's rough.
Getting knocked silly is not. It is something I can't even describe.
Yeah.
Feel like you're high, but you're not. You're just messed up.
Oh, I've gotten a couple of those hits
in
hockey.
Yeah. No, but if you want to pursue football, definitely should. Do what it makes you happy. Next thing, you might have seen the viral. I guess it's sort of viral. Diana Ploss. You see this in Nashua?
Yeah, isn't she from Swampscott?
She's not from Nashua.
Yeah.
She's not from here.
Not from Nashua.
Went on a pretty racist rant yelling at some workers that they need to speak English.
Yeah.
And some other garbage things that she had said.
Yeah.
Did you see the video? What are your takes on that?
I listened to it. I heard it on the radio. And I was like, why is she even doing this? Like, I mean, obviously to get like clicks and stuff.
I think so, yeah.
But like, there's no way she can really like think that that's okay to treat other people. There's no way.
I hope not. I don't know. You know, I get a little bit more, you know, a lot of things have been crazy in this country over, not just now. It's always kind of been this way, but it's been amped up to like.
And everybody's watching now.
Yeah.
Every little thing.
Let's just get this. We'll just say this straight up right now. There's no national language in the United States.
Right.
There's nothing that says you have to speak English. Nothing that says you have to speak Spanish. Nothing that says you have to speak French.
Yeah.
So for her to say what she was saying, and what they were doing was not anybody's tax dollars. It was just disgusting. And a lot of people commented, said, you know, Dan, maybe you should have her on your show. I don't know if I want a racist piece of crap on my show, to be honest. So
I wouldn't. She might just start blabbling off on something. I guess she's kind of like a big deal in Swampscott is what I heard.
Oh,
she's
really?
like holding signs and like yelling at people like to not wear mask or to wear mask. I forget which one. So she's just like kind of a troublemaker sort of thing.
Yeah, and you know what? And someone brought this up, and my friend Mac, he's been on the show before, said, you know, she's probably doing this for attention. But even if she was, I feel like she probably truly believed what she was saying.
Yeah, there probably was like a little bit of what she believes, and like she knew that there's a following of like people that like kind of go that way, and or like see that like, oh, I shouldn't have to press 2 for English or whatever.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, that it's just like crazy, but I don't know. Like she obviously was trying to get a little bit of attention, but I totally agree. Like,
yeah, I think you're right, and you know, do we ever want you know, it's tough because a lot of people are like, well, everybody should speak. Do we want to understand each other? Of course. But that doesn't mean that someone that speaks Spanish their whole life, we have to just make them go,
speak English.
You need to do this right now. Do you know how hard it is? I couldn't learn Spanish at all. I grew up speaking English.
Yeah.
So, like, why am I going to yell at someone to be like, you immediately need to speak this? You know how hard that is?
I feel like that's been going around for a long time because I'm sure that Americans back in the day were like, when the Italians came over, they're like, speak English, not Italian sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on there. But I think we are at a point in society where it's okay. I think it's always been okay, personally. But I have plenty of friends that speak, you have plenty of friends that speak fluent Spanish. You think that it does not bother me in one little bit?
If anything, I want to learn like what they're saying. So I'm like, all right, what was that word? Or like you just pick up a little bit, like here and there.
It is. It's tough. It's tough to learn new. You know, as the older you get, it's harder to learn another language. So to demand people saying you need to do this, you know, you obviously have no idea. Well, you probably don't care, as she didn't, but you know how hard that actually is to do?
Yeah, it's very hard.
You know? And, yeah, I'm glad, you know, and just for the record, the radio station that she was on, she was paying them to be there.
Oh,
They weren't paying her. So she was never on the payroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, you suck, Diana. I'm just going to say that. Trump now retweeting some game show hosts. I forget what the guy's name was, but a very famous one. That coronavirus is a hoax. Do you think that Trump is he just another crazy thing that he's doing?
It's another crazy thing.
Should we even acknowledge this?
Probably. How? Like, seriously. I mean, there's people like, but have you seen these people? Like, is it just numbers? Like, I work with a kid like that. I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, you think this is all a joke? Like,
yeah, let's just shut down the economy for no
no reason whatsoever. Just like shoot myself in the foot. So like, all these governors are just doing that to their states and people that elect them. Yeah, no way. No, absolutely not. He says some like crazy stuff. I just can't. Sometimes.
I don't know what to say anymore. I don't know what he's going to tweet. I don't know what he's going to retweet.
I don't think he knows what he's tweeting and retweeting.
Yeah. No, it's been crazy. And I think, you know, we talk about Dr. Fauci a lot.
Yeah.
And, well, every time Fauci's not 100%, people attack him, right? But also goes, you know, that's not his job, is to be 100% right. His job is to look at it and say, here's my take on it. He's not going to be 100% right every time.
No.
You know, and then you got a president that's...
He's like, this is the best possible answer that I have for you at this moment, sort of thing. Because, like, you can't just say nothing to people in, like, almost panic mode at the beginning of this. You're like, oh, no, like, this or that. But, like, be safe. Wear a mask. Wear gloves, like, at this point. And then, like, maybe it's, like, this way or that way. With the more information that he gets.
Well, is that the thing? Isn't that the best thing to do? Is the more information you get, you might change what you said before. Exactly. But to think, you know, for me personally, you know, this is something Fauci's been doing his whole life. An infectious disease expert. I'm supposed to take the word of a reality TV host? Yeah. You hosted The Apprentice. I'm supposed to listen to you? Like, you know... I think I'll take Fauci, even when you know what? He might be wrong sometimes. I'm still going to take him over.
He definitely has way more of a better background on it than Donald Trump, you know?
Oh, God. It's wild.
Yeah, it is.
It's a wild time.
For sure.
It's sad to see that, like, we're so divided that we're even divided on a pandemic.
Is this even... real sort of thing?
Yeah. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Quick thing, and we'll go into blank versus blank, which is my favorite part of the show. Who wins in November, Biden or Trump? What do you think? Keeping in mind with the Electoral College, obviously,
I saw that
is a problem.
Yeah. I don't want this, but I think Trump's gonna win.
You think he wins again?
Yeah, I think he does.
Do you think, though, that there is a lot more people more upset with him than there was in 2016?
Yeah, but there's just some people that, even if it's like hurting them, are still Trump supporters. I've seen that a lot. Like some of these farmers that are like getting totally screwed by some of the laws that are getting passed. They're like, nope, I'm still a Trump supporter. Like, it's like he's like ruining it, or like I don't know.
It doesn't matter what he does to them.
Yeah.
I do feel like you're not wrong on that at all. I do feel like there's others that voted for him that are starting to say, okay, maybe this was a mistake.
Yeah. Or like maybe he like really divided the country way too much to the point where like people are now saying like, I don't like this giant divide. It's kind of getting a little scary. Like, can we get someone... just like anybody else in.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody. Justin, if you want to be president, I would vote for you. Yeah. Just so you know.
Not Kanye West.
Not Kanye West. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. And we can only really go off of where we live. It's hard to really get a vibe on the whole country.
Yeah.
God help us.
I know.
God help us. All right, we'll go into blank versus blank. We got some good ones here.
Okay.
Now you're a hockey person. Wayne Gretzky or Sidney Crosby?
Gretzky, 99 all day.
And would you put him as like the Jordan of hockey?
Yeah, of course. He's the best. He's a great one.
Yeah, I think that was a softball question. Yeah. So blank versus blank is one goes away, one's better than the other. I've asked this before. Yeah. And no one's picked Crosby yet. They've all gone Gretzky.
Gretzky, so, yeah.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised by that.
The younger crowd might pick Crosby.
The what?
The younger crowd might, maybe.
Yeah.
If you didn't get to see him play, it was just unreal.
Yeah, Gretzky was just, I guess, the best. I mean, when he went to L.A., that was like a huge deal. Yeah. You know.
I mean, you could fight that he needed some people on his team, but the hockey sense that guy had was incredible.
Yeah, the great one, right?
Yeah,
that's what they called him.
He is the great one.
All right, here's a tough one. It's a real tough one, and a lot of people struggle with this question.
Yeah.
Who is more responsible for the success of the New England Patriots, Tom Brady Bill Belichick?
Oh, that's so hard.
I got asked this.
Hard.
I asked this because I got asked this on a podcast.
Yeah.
Ad hominem. Shout out to Ben and Nick. And I went, oh wow, you guys are really throwing the hard balls at me here.
First 3 Super Bowls, for sure, Bill Belichick.
Okay.
Last 3, Tom Brady.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, maybe not the last one, but so I guess I would go Bill Belichick.
Do you think? Okay, so what did Belichick do in those first 3 that you'd put him?
Defensive coaching.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's a mastermind. Yeah.
That's very very on the money there.
But that is really hard because I love Tom Brady.
Honestly. But okay, but Brady. So he had to come back against the Falcons, obviously.
Mm-hmm. The Kansas City game, which was incredible.
Yeah. But Belichick's still putting the. Now, here's the only thing I'll put to you: who's buying the groceries for that team?
Tom Brady, right?
Well, Belichick's he's the GM.
He's a GM, but like people are coming to.
I think you're right.
Like free agents will come in
because of Brady.
Because of Brady.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
Because they want to win a championship.
All right.
And play for Brady.
So in a way, Brynn, you're not answering the question.
Yeah.
Because you're saying it's 50-50
there. It's 50-50.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I usually don't allow that, but that's okay.
It's tough.
That's all right. All right. Better band. Now, if this is too easy, then I apologize.
It's
but
okay.
I figured they're pretty, 2 British bands, but in different eras. Better band, Oasis or the Beatles?
That's tough because I do love Oasis, but the Beatles are better.
Yeah, I mean, it's
the
hard.
The Beatles are better. Well, if Oasis stayed together, like if the Gallagher brothers didn't break up.
Could get along.
Yeah, if they could have just got along because Rockstar was just so good.
Yeah, didn't they want to fight each other like in the middle of a show one time?
Yeah, it got bad. Yeah.
Oh my God. Now
they're so talented though.
Oh, they were unbelievable. Yeah. Wonderwall is one of my favorite all-time songs.
Not that the Beatles always got along together, like especially towards the end, they all but like the individual talent of the Beatles is
by far
incredible. Yeah.
Is there any band that you could think of that you would ever put ahead of the Beatles? If there was one. I have one. I'm a little biased though.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Like overall, like hits and everything.
Just because I got asked this before, and I put Queen ahead of the Beatles, and some people didn't like that, but I really like Freddie Mercury
is definitely a better singer than anybody from the Beatles.
I agree with that.
Freddie Mercury might be one of the best. I mean, I guess it's not a band, but David Bowie is like out there. Yeah.
I like that.
I feel like David Bowie.
David Bowie is like, when he died, I went, because I think he died. Did he die the same year as Prince? I think he did, 2016. So. Like, what was, I thought that year was bad, huh? And then we came in 2020.
But like overall, like he was able to adapt through all those decades. I mean, but especially early David Bowie was incredible.
Yeah. I like that. I like David Bowie.
Even though he didn't even think that he had a good voice, but
he was unbelievable.
He was awesome. Gorgeous voice.
It's hard to beat the Beatles.
Yeah.
I always put Oasis there because they sort of sounded like them for a little bit.
Yeah.
But the Gallagher brothers, come on guys. You could have been somebody.
What it could have been.
What would you prefer to watch? TV or movies if you had to pick?
Movies. I love movies. For sure. Easy.
And that's because you could just be done with it.
Yeah, but I also like rewatch movies over and over and over again. Like The Big Lebowski. I think I've seen it so.
I could watch that one over and over.
Yeah.
All right, so here's 2 things. Now, I'm a big pro wrestling fan. But somehow I always get thrown into this, category with NASCAR, which I don't truly appreciate. If you had to choose one to watch, pro wrestling or NASCAR, what would you watch?
NASCAR.
Killing me, Brynn. Here.
I'm a car girl.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. You're right. That makes sense. Now, are you a NASCAR fan?
Formula One and like touring cars. Because I used to work at Turner Motorsport.
Okay.
Which is a BMW touring car. Like I used to go to the 24-hour races in Daytona.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's so much fun. Yeah.
So once upon a time I used to go to the Hudson Dragway. Did you ever go there?
Not in Hudson, but Epping.
Oh yeah, I've been to Epping. Yeah, a long time ago. And they would have like amateur races.
Yeah. Or bracket races.
How is that? How they allow that?
I don't know. I remember my buddy in high school had this like Eclipse, and he'd go every single weekend and break his car.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It looked frightening. One time, my buddy Brian, his dad took us, and one car caught on fire, and the guy just sprinted out of it. It looked terrifying.
Yeah, I'm taking the Porsche on the track.
Oh really?
Yeah.
You're gonna race?
Just like club sports stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
with like my boss and stuff, because he has a couple 911s that he likes to race.
Okay.
So.
Well, if you hit the dragway, let me know.
No, not doing that.
I don't recommend it.
No, thank you.
One team goes away, one team stays. You got to pick one.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a tough one.
Okay.
The Boston Bruins.
Yeah.
Or the Boston Red Sox.
Ooh. I'm taking the Bruins.
Bruins. Yeah,
I'm
that
taking
makes
the Bruins.
sense.
I'm taking the Bruins. I just like watching hockey.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Baseball's just something like kind of the background, or like I'll go to just because I enjoy the atmosphere. But
I think that's now. See, I'm not a hockey person. Like, and don't get me wrong, I will watch. I will watch it. I'm just not. I didn't grow up playing hockey. I grew up as a wrestler, and in the winters, so I'd always pick the Red Sox. But I can see where you say the Red Sox are more in the background.
Yeah.
Like that's the summer of like. I don't know how to explain it, but you don't have to fully be invested in it.
I don't even like watching the Red Sox. I like listening to the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Like just sitting out on the porch with like a beer and just listening to it.
I think radio is really good for baseball.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah.
My buddy Chris commented on something that we had for the show one time, and he said that radio baseball could be going away. And that'd be a shame.
Yeah, that'd be the worst.
You know. All right, 2 tough ones at the end here.
Okay.
If you could only play one for the rest of your life, one goes away. Softball or hockey?
Ouch. I'm gonna play softball.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
it's just a better community overall.
Okay.
I think. Like hockey, you go to the rink, you get drunk, you go home. Well, in most places. Softball, you go to the softball field for like entire weekend and just like play tournament games over and over and over and over again, and you just become like a little family. Like you just know everybody. Like I know like the entire Boston area softball world by now. So
it is
nice.
It is quite the community, I will say that. And there's one thing about softball is you could probably drink a few more beers than you can. I'd imagine playing hockey.
Yeah, but even like last weekend, I won a tournament, and then I drove and went and just watched the guys play in Merrimack. It was awesome.
Now, how many teams are you playing on right now?
2. I play on a B team, a B co-ed team.
Okay.
That we have our first tournament this weekend, and I play on a women's conference team, which we travel like all over the place to play.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, travel's fun. I think my glory days of softball are dwindling. But anyways, last question.
Yeah.
Toughest question on blank versus blank. Played for one team and another team last year. Played for Jen on the Renegades.
Yeah.
I believe, and I have that right. But you also played for SOS with us.
Yeah.
What team, if you had to choose one to play on?
I'm picking my girls.
The Renegades.
The Renegades. We might not win every game, but it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, look, I mean, from the pictures I saw, it looks like you guys did have a lot of fun. And I know Jen loves running a team.
Yeah, she does, for sure.
I've been talking with her a little bit about running. We're going to do some pickup games and stuff like that. But Jen's great.
She's like addicted like the rest of us.
Yeah.
She plays and plays and plays and plays.
Yeah. Yeah, she does. And I guess that league must have been shut down because I didn't hear anything
the
about
Women's
it.
National League?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, COVID really has taken a lot out of all of us.
Yeah.
We're hoping for a better 2021.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, Brynn, I really appreciate you coming on the show. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We'll have to have you back sometime. But everybody out there watching, continue to keep your heads up. Mm-hmm. We are in crazy times, and we're hoping for it to get better. But until next time, continue to let freedom ring.